Man, I'm hungry. But I haven't finished my dailies yet, and I need gear for my droids. You know, the first step to solving a problem is admitting that you have a problem. This piece of shit, free-to-play parasite of a game has latched itself to my brain. It's got all the trappings of a free-to-play mobile game, with the added bonus of Star Wars nostalgia. I swear to God, I'll unlock General Skywalker in about 4 or 5 more years. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, so it took me this long to make the video that I actually did unlock General Skywalker. Recently they announced Dash Rendar as a playable hero. What a cool guy. Who? Shadows of the Empire is a third-person shooter. You play as Dash, who, I swear to God he's not Han Solo. Move along. Go on, nothing to see here. But seriously, take a look at this manly man. There's something about those goofy shoulder pads that couldn't have come anywhere except from the 90s. It kinda looks like he made them from the armrest of a leather couch. Dash is a freelance smuggler, who's in it for the money. What a cool guy. So he travels through the galaxy with his droid Lebo, looking for work. See? He's not Han. His sidekick isn't Chewie. See? It's a droid. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
So we enter a name and we begin.
How many individuals named Drugs could you possibly associate with?
Just one.
The game opens with a dogfight, which immediately makes me a liar. Dash is dropping off weapons for the rebels and gets caught in the fight against the Empire on the snow planet Hoth. This section's great. The ship handles well, and destroying AT-ATs with tow cables is a nice nod to the movies. Unfortunately, this is the best part of the game. After the shield generator is destroyed by the Empire, we're grounded. Han Solo talks to San Holo here, and we get to see Dash Rendar's immaculate design up close. Dash controls like a tank, and not in a good way. Jumping feels really bad, and Dash tends to bounce off walls, which will get you killed more often than not. There's a lot of platforming, and falling will make you lose a life, which is going to happen a lot. Dash's pistol overheats from quick use, and there's something lackadaisical about the way he fires and moves at the same time. He's not accurate either. The auto-aim has a mind of its own. Thankfully there are other ammo types for his gun. It took me a little while to figure out, but if you hold manual aim while standing still, his shots become almost perfectly accurate. So we fight some snowtroopers and run into Wampers. Yeah, they're called Wampers, and I know this because of that god-forsaken mobile game. Do you know who this guy is? What about this guy? I know who these characters are, and I'm not proud of it. This game's ruined my life. After restoring power to the gates, we run back to the ship and escape, but not before running into an AT-ST.
AT-STs! AT-STs!
Which is a lot harder now that we're a little man, and not a ship. Once he's destroyed, we get in the Aldi version of the Falcon, and leave. There is a brief space section where we fight TIE fighters. It's a little tedious, but that's pretty much it. Sometime after escaping, Han is frozen, which leaves Dash and Luke to retrieve him. Like most of the characters in the extended universe, they make it appear as if they were there the whole time. See? He's friends with all the original cast. And you didn't see it, because you didn't play this. Or read this. Because you're dumb. Meanwhile, this green dude is trying to replace Vader, because of course he is. So we're tracking down IG-88, so we can track Boba, and then rescue Han. All while Dash gives that shit-eating grin. The train level is pretty cool in concept, but in execution, it's still pretty good. Avoiding obstacles and jumping between carriages is a nice change of pace, and this weird junkyard planet is visually interesting. Prepare to fall off though, it's pretty much guaranteed to happen. The last train rams a gate, and now we confront IG-88, who tells us where Boba is, completely unprompted. The bosses in the game are complete bullet sponges, and IG-88 is no exception. Thankfully I found the invincibility power-up, and with a few ammo types hidden in the area, I was able to kill him. Now that we have a lead on Boba, we're off. We track Boba to a desert planet, because of course we do. Dash annoys the shit out of Lebo, and we pursue Boba on foot through a canyon. The level is mostly precarious footpaths and some Empire bases. But on the top of a tower, we get our hands on a jetpack. You know, there was something about jetpacks that were really popular in the 90s. I don't know why, but it was a thing. Getting the jetpack makes the floaty jumping controls make sense. I think it improves the game a lot. Those finicky jumps become easier to deal with, and flying around shooting lasers feels natural, especially given the universe we're in. Unfortunately, we don't keep it for the entire game, but it comes up more often than not. We fight another AT-ST by hiding behind it, and the AI has no chance. Eventually we run into Boba, who has the same capabilities as Dash, and then some. Beating him without special ammo is insanely difficult, so it's best just to save up Seeker bullets for the boss fight. After beating him down, he gets into Slave 1, but it's nothing that bullshit positioning and Seekers can't handle. We arrive in Tatooine, because Leia is concerned about the bounty hunters that are trying to kill Luke. Dash states that he's worried that Luke can't handle them all. Yeah, okay. For some reason he needs home-brand Han Solo over here and everything's gonna be fine. Now we control a speeder. Jesus Christ, these things really move. I thought this was fast. Apparently I don't know shit. We have to ram the bounty hunters on bikes into walls, and then reach Luke. This level is awful. We run into Luke and talk about the Black Sun, the evil group run by Green Man, who is trying to kill Luke, replace Vader, and serve under the Empire. Luke gets a tip on a freighter carrying an Imperial supercomputer. He convinces Dash to steal the computer from the Empire, for the right price. Here we have a standard Imperial ship with grunts, robots, and mechanical traps. Before Dash can get the supercomputer, we have to fight a loading droid, who has bad range and is trying to fight a man with a gun. After it's defeated, we get the supercomputer, and we get to see Palpatine talk to Green Man. Something about the way Palpatine turns in that chair is creepy as hell. As it turns out, they pretty much let us steal the supercomputer because it was a decoy, which Green Man plans on using to defeat the rebels. For some reason, Leia thinks it's a good idea to talk to this guy, which leads to her being kidnapped. Dash, Lando, Chewie, and Luke plan a rescue, which means we get a sewer level. Dash plans on blowing up Green Man's palace by sneaking through the sewers, and thank God we get the jetpack for this one. We fight a bunch of robots, soldiers, and some gross sewer shit. Ugh. After planting the bomb, we fight Cousin Lovecraft, who blindsides you, which is really annoying. He's also fucking disgusting. A passage reveals itself and we're out. The palace is a pretty standard looking evil base, with giant gears and troops hiding in ambush. Jetpack's still here, so no complaints on my end. Dash plants the bomb on this giant pillar and we have to fight a gladiator droid. Hindsight being 2020, I should have saved all the disruptor bullets for this. It's a 3-stage boss fight, and every stage is worse than the last. Eventually I beat the boss, but I cheated. I used save states because the fight is really difficult.
You cheated bastard!
Turns out he has an incredibly specific blind spot underneath him. The last level is played in Dash Rendar's generic Falcon. We shoot down turrets and blow up Green Man's space station with him inside. It's not nearly as good as the opening level, but it's fine. Dash blows up the core, and everyone believes he died in the aftermath. Luke and Leia grieve his heroic death, but it's revealed that he made it out in time. He decides to let everyone think that he died out of convenience, and I suppose vanity. And that's the story of Dash Rendar, a character who was poorly duct-taped into the original Star Wars trilogy. You know, in that sense, he kind of fits right in. Hopefully now you know why I'm excited for this dumb side character in this horrible game. Alright, I made myself a ham sandwich. But first I'm gonna unlock Dash Rendar.